Hey there, this is Clay with RelationshipInnerGame.com, and in this video we're going to be talking about 5 signs that a guy you are dating might be a jerk. Alright, and I know it's never fun to find out that the guy that you met and maybe have even fallen in love for might actually be a jerk, but it's better to find out sooner rather than later so that you can take appropriate action sooner rather than later, rather than continuing to, dump more time and energy into something that may not actually be right for you. So that being said, let's go over 5 signs that he might be a jerk. Now, the first sign that he might be a jerk is that he is always a victim of the world around him, or problems and things like that are always other people's fault. Like, it wasn't my fault that I was late for work. It was, the bus was late, or it's not my fault that I said that thing that one time at the party. It's that guy's fault because he got me the one extra beer that pushed me over the edge, and I just had no inhibitions or something like that. Or it's not my fault that my previous relationship didn't work. My ex-girlfriend was totally psycho, right? And these are signs that a guy is a jerk because when somebody's life isn't working, they always have some degree of responsibility. Now, sure, there are things that happen that are outside of our control and all that, but you have to really own what's going on in your life, and if you don't, that can kind of make you into a jerk, because instead of pointing the finger at where it belongs, you're actually pointing it to other people out there. And this can often cause you to give criticism or give blame to people unjustly, and that is kind of a jerk thing to do. So that is definitely one sign that the guy you might be dating is a jerk. The second sign that the guy you might be dating is a jerk is that he only has one emotional state, or maybe even 2 emotional states, right? Now, as human beings, we all have a vast spectrum of emotions. We feel joy, sadness, anger, frustration, fear, anxiety, dread, hope, inspiration, awe, and all of these things in between. But if your guy is a jerk, he might only have 1 or maybe 2 emotional states. And chances are these are probably, cynicism, frustration, anger, something along those lines. He might even pretend to always be happy, right? But, those people are always passive-aggressive. They're happy, happy, happy until suddenly they hit a boiling point and then just, boom, explode on you, right? You know what I mean. You know that one guy you dated back in high school that was just like that. Anyway, this is not a good sign because that shows that he's sort of repressing some of these emotions, and what happens is he's only allowed to express, a very small sliver of that emotional spectrum. And what's going to happen is, as he just keeps pushing down the rest of the emotions, eventually they kind of actually will hit this boiling point, and it'll come and sort of explode out in all these different unusual, weird, sideways kind of ways. And he might really lash out at somebody unjustly, or he might become very passive-aggressive towards somebody else, and those are kind of not really very cool things to do. So that's definitely one sign that the guy you might be seeing as a jerk is if he has a very limited emotional spectrum of maybe only 1 or 2 different emotions that he can regularly access, okay? The third sign that the guy you might be seeing is a jerk is if he's just not there for you when you need him the most, right? So if he's only really there for you when, things are good and things are great, and it's like, yay, that's great, you got the promotion, let's go out and celebrate. But then it's like, oh, hey, your mom just yelled at you and said that she never wants to talk to you again. Sorry, I'm out. I'm gonna go watch the game, right? If he's not there, if he doesn't have that emotional capacity to be there for you, then that means that he's probably not going to be very sensitive and caring in the long run, which could potentially make him a jerk by some people's estimations, right? He's gonna maybe step on some toes, either intentionally or unintentionally, and he's just basically going to leave you hanging when you need it the most, okay? So that's definitely a third sign that the guy you're seeing might be a jerk. A fourth sign that the guy you're seeing might be a jerk is that he really only thinks of himself. So if a lot of his thoughts and actions and stuff like that are really revolved around him and what's best for him, and how things are going to benefit him in the future, and what he's going to do, and all of his plans, and all of that stuff, then that just shows that he's like really absorbed in himself, and he's not very considerate of you or the other people around him. And that just means that you can just expect a lot of his focus in the future to be on him, and not really considering you or how things might impact you, or how things might impact other people in your life or his life and stuff like that. And so that's definitely a sign that he might be a jerk. And this one might catch you off guard, but sign number 5 that a guy might be a jerk is if he only thinks about you. Yeah, you're right. Kind of the opposite of that, right? So if a guy only thinks about you, that could make him a jerk, because that just shows that a lot of his fixation and focus is on you and making you happy, and playing this like weird sort of ulterior motive mind game thing where he's like, hey, if I make you happy and all of that stuff, then you can kind of return the favor and make me happy and all that stuff, and read my mind and give me all the things that I'm hoping that you give me, including that one thing we talked about once that I always wanted in the bedroom, but you said no that one time. So if he's always focused on you, that could be kind of a dangerous thing, because essentially he's going to be giving and giving and giving and giving to you, and somewhere deep down that he wants payback. He wants payback for all of this stuff that you're giving. All of these things that he's giving to you come with strings attached, and one of these days he's gonna like pull the strings, and you gotta either do what he says or face a big passive aggressive pity party, lash out, temper tantrum, whatever you want to call it. Either way, it's not fun, and only jerks do it. Okay, so if all of his focus is on you, or on him, really, he could be a jerk. And what you really want is a guy who can sort of balance both of the two things out, knows what he wants, and also can lovingly give to you as well. So I hope this has helped you out, and I hope that you don't see any of the signs that your boyfriend or guy you met might be a jerk in the things I've described. If you want help on meeting, dating, and attracting the kind of man that you want to be in a relationship with and have a loving, committed, harmonious, beautiful, amazing relationship with, then please go ahead and check out our website, relationshipinnergame.com. Just tell us a little bit about kind of where you're at, what you're going through, and all that stuff, and we'll give you a sort of customized strategic plan to help you get where you want to go when it comes to dating and relationships. So go ahead and head over to relationshipinnergame.com, and you can sign up for our newsletter over there. In the meantime, though, if you like what we're doing here, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and like this video, or go ahead and subscribe to this channel so that you can get more video updates from us in your newsfeed. And with that being said, please go ahead and share down below in the comment section what have been your stories when it's come to dealing with jerks or dating jerks in the past. Who's the jerkiest guy you've ever met? And how did you know? When was the moment that you finally realized, yeah, this guy's a total jerk, right? Go ahead and share that down below. And in the meantime, this has been Clay, and I'll talk to you in the next video. So take care.